So the first and most important thing I would recommend to any entrepreneur getting into the business space, getting ready to get into the business space or start their own business, is making sure the service or product that you are creating, there's actually a need for it. That's the most important thing. A lot of people tend to create services that they don't even know if there's a wide audience for it. You want to make sure there's a really good, large audience that can actually purchase your product or service before creating it. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of headache in the future. No, it has not been positive for me all this time, but it's something that I've worked on for the past 6-7 years, positive affirmations, knowing that someone else can put their trash mindset on me. So being really protective about the people that I'm around, the things I'm putting into my body, from the foods all the way to the music, just making sure that everything I'm putting inside my being is fresh. That's what I would recommend for someone that is looking to get a better mindset or build a multi-million-dollar mindset, reading positive books, confirming with what you want in the future. Those kind of things was what helped me set my mind up differently over a long course of time of practice. I do believe starting in the East Coast for Veriheal is what set us apart from all the other companies that were doing something similar to what we're doing. The main reason is because the East Coast, we have that hustle, man. We are hustlers. We saw the competition out in the West Coast. They weren't moving as fast as us. They weren't adding that sauce that we like to use within our company, Veriheal. They weren't adding sauce to new ideas, new products. It kind of just stayed stagnant. So we were able to, kind of chase for the top faster than our competition. And I do give it credit to not only being from the East Coast, but actually starting Veriheal in the East Coast with my partners. So success to me is very simple. It's all about freedom, being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it. I like freedom so much that I got a tattoo of it on my forearm. But yeah, freedom is the most simplest way to put success for me. I have a really good team that handles that for me. One of the most important things about being an entrepreneur and being a CEO and being a business owner is understanding that you have to let other people that are more knowledgeable than you in certain parts of the business take lead of that. So I simply just get a report from our marketing director or our marketing team about what has the output been from the funds that we've allocated to certain campaigns. So I literally get a spreadsheet either once every week or once every 2 weeks saying, hey, this campaign is doing good, this campaign is doing okay. How do you want to move with this, Sam? And I'd ask them back, how should we move with it? So being able to, get that back and forth with the leaders to actually understand that lane more than I. To be honest, when I first started in the cannabis industry, I was actually looking for my cannabis card myself. I was looking for a doctor that I can talk to and see that can help me with getting a cannabis card. I went to California one time. I saw dispensaries were popping up left and right, but at the time, you had the recreational ones, the illegal ones that you walked in and they looked real janky, but the other ones you can see through, the window, and it looked like an Apple store. So I learned about the cannabis cards, came back to DC, found out that there was dispensaries there that just started opening up, but to go there, you had to get a medical marijuana card. Finding that was very, very difficult. So the idea came from there. I'm actually an introvert. I'm deep down an actual introvert. I'm used to get scared of talking to new people. This was like 10, 15 years ago. It's worn away. But deep down inside, I'm an introvert. I had to learn how not to be because I was doing door-to-door sales for about 4 or 5 years. So I had to be out there knocking on people's doors, meeting new people, selling them my services, and that really changed who I am. But there is some times where, I feel that introvert spirit come out a little bit, but it's so hidden now that I don't have any problems with it. But yeah, something people don't know about me, I'm low-key an introvert. One of the biggest challenges that we faced as a company was looking for and needing funding. There was a certain point where, we didn't have enough funds to continue the growth, and we asked people for funds, we knocked on doors, we talked to banks, and we didn't get it from anywhere. So that created really, really good resilience to the point that once we got over that hump, we realized that we never needed funding from anyone ever again. So now if I'm to start any other business for the rest of my life, be involved with any other business, I personally don't think I would need to raise funds unless I didn't want to use my own funds and, someone just dropped a bag on us and said, hey, get it done. You guys know what you're doing. We trust you. But being able to get over that hump of actually needing funds, but forcing ourselves to get through the hump created a lot of resilience, and not only the business, but also for myself. So yeah, I actually lost my dad to cancer about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a tough subject to talk about, but there was a certain time that he tried cannabis before he was eating a couple times, and I saw the effects that it had on him, being able to finally stand up while battling what he was going through, and being able to eat and enjoy his meal. So that experience showed me really what cannabis can do from a medical perspective, and it really opened my eyes, seeing that a family member was going through this. There's millions of people out there in the world that are probably going through this, and this plant can actually help them. Exuberance. Who inspires me the most? So being a, first generation Nigerian, I looked up to a lot of African-American men, young men that actually made it out of whatever situation they came from into success / notoriety / business. So the individuals like 50 Cent, Damon John, Jay-Z, Kanye West, people that really had to fight for what they were trying to create in their industry, and not only create in their industry, but also be a leader. Those stories are great, and those are the kind of people I align myself with. However, now, as time has progressed, I still look up to those individuals, but I also look up to the Mark Cubans, the Jack Dorseys, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Jeff Bezos, the individuals that are at that $1 billion level, that are really passionate about what they do and want to create change in the world, not only for themselves, but the whole society, the human society that's out there. So those individuals are who I look up to now. Very simple. Having my team around me, and we all giving our ideas and thoughts into what the decision may lead to, and taking their point of views and coming up with my own based off of what they said. Cannabis has changed my life, not only being able to provide for my family, taking care of my family, taking care of myself, living the life of my dreams, but it's also made me realize that a lot of the medicines that we've been told that we should be taking, there's also other alternatives out there, and seeing cannabis as an alternative really just shifted my mind for the better. My favorite book is this book called Outwitting the Devil. It's by Napoleon Hill. A lot of us tend to have fears that we've been planted into our mind, either from childhood, that our parents put on us, that our society has put on us, and that book has taught me that fear is nothing but just false evidence appearing real. It's really what it means, and getting rid of that fear that you have that someone else put on you is very powerful. Being able to move past that. My favorite place to travel is Iceland. I love Iceland. It's the most beautiful country out there, in my opinion. The food is great. It does get cold, but I do like to bundle up, hop in the hot tub. Blue Lagoon is there, beautiful place. And I just really like the vibes there. Everybody in Iceland is nice. I don't know what it is, because the weather would make me hate it if I lived there 24/7, but Iceland is just a great country. And if I could live anywhere in the world, I would say that would be London. I'm a huge fan of London. The way the fashion industry is over there, the way people talk, I like the accents, and there's good nightlife there. Pre-COVID, it was great nightlife, so I'd say London would be the place. After visiting a ton of dispensaries and grows out in the East Coast, I've learned that the marketing side of the cannabis industry is a huge unknown. Not only back then when we started visiting 5 years ago, but even now. These dispensaries and these grow operations still are having trouble marketing to the mass. And if you can figure out a way to market, your products and your dispensary to the people in I just say your state, you have a huge advantage over the other competitors in your area. So marketing in those from dispensaries and grows is a untapped place, not only previously, but now as well. Being first generation Nigerian, you have a chip on your shoulder. Your parents want you to excel 24/7 the way they think excelling should be done. So, when you choose to go a different route, you really have to become a hustler. You really have to become someone that is highly driven. And that's what was created from being first generation is we're highly driven. So for anyone, to all the people of color or just first generation from anywhere, just know that you have a duty coming to this country. Your parents struggled to get here. It wouldn't be right for you to not take advantage of that opportunity that you have here in the States, which can be hard. Some people say it's luck. Some people say, people are given things, but whatever it is to get to where you're trying to get to, just make it happen through that hard work. The message I would send to my younger self is be patient, but plan accordingly. Young Sam, you get it. So the quote basically means that the formal ways of education is just not the way to get to the level that I was personally trying to get to. Formal education is something that is good for starting out, getting used to following directions, but there's only so long that you should be following directions, and people tend to want to follow directions all throughout their life, all the way till they're 60 years old. At a certain point, you need to decide, hey, this is the route that I want to take. Hey, this is what I'm interested in. Not just these 10 different, majors that you can choose from and things like that. So I recommend everyone doing some form of formal education and something they're interested in. My why is my family. I have a younger brother that is autistic, and he can only be taken care of for so long. So that is my main why.